First of all, Kid, Apu, Half Kings and Killer fought against Kaido, the strongest creature alive. And Kaido and Yonko, the so-called strongest creature alive, imprisoned Kid, turned Apu and Half Kings into servants, and made Killer crazy. Kaido absolutely destroyed 4 of the 11 supernovas like they were nothing. That's because Kaido, after all, was the strongest creature alive. The supernovas lost to Kaido because Kaido was a Yonko, one of the 4 emperors of the sea. But then Kid and Law fought against another Yonko, and the fight lasted for like 10 to 20 chapters, and they won the fight against Big Mom because they unlocked bullshit awakening abilities. Kid, with the help of Law, was able to defeat Big Mom, a Yonko. But then Shanks, another Yonko, 1 arc later, defeated Kid in a few seconds. How does that make any sense if Kid and Law were able to defeat a Yonko in Wano, and then another Yonko defeats Kid in a few seconds? Shanks was able to defeat Kid in a few seconds, and Kid and Law fought against Big Mom for like hours. So does that mean that Shanks is like a million times stronger than Big Mom? But now let's move on to Kaido. I thought how Kaido was easily able to defeat 4 of the 11 supernovas. But Kaido was absolutely destroyed by Luffy. Luffy got an awakening. Luffy turned into a bullshit god and easily defeated Kaido. Luffy pretty much toyed with Kaido the entire time while fighting against him, because that's how powerful Luffy is for no reason at all. But before Wano, right before Wano, Luffy fought against a Yonko commander and barely won against Katakuri. How does that make any sense? Barely won against a Yonko commander in Whole Cake Island. He almost lost to a Yonko commander Katakuri. But then on Wano, he was able to take down a Yonko with no problems at all. And not just any Yonko, the strongest creature alive. And Kid, well, he was able to take down a Yonko pretty easily because he got a bullshit awakening. And then 1 arc later, a Yonko defeats him in seconds. 1 arc later, Luffy, after defeating the strongest creature alive, Luffy fights against Rob Lucci. And Rob Lucci is not on the same level as Kaido. Rob Lucci is just a CP0 agent, while Kaido was a Yonko. But for some reason, when Rob Lucci fights against Luffy, Luffy doesn't defeat him. After their fight, Rob Lucci just has a little band-aid on his cheek. That's it. A lot of One Piece fans will say that Luffy wasn't serious when fighting Rob Lucci. But while Luffy was fighting Rob Lucci, Senton Maru was bleeding to death. So Luffy wasn't kidding around because the fight was pretty serious. Rob Lucci, for no reason at all, lasted longer against Luffy than Kaido. Kaido, I think, died against Luffy, but Rob Lucci, well, he got a little band-aid on his cheek. And to make things even more stupid, a few chapters after fighting Luffy, surviving against Luffy, only having a band-aid on his cheek after fighting Code Luffy, the same guy who took down the strongest creature alive, Rob Lucci and Kaku, 2 awakened Devil Fruit users, were taken out by Stassi. So is thus stronger than Luffy, stronger than Kaido, stronger than Big Mom, and is Shanks stronger than all these characters combined?